All right. I'm totally trying to wait to turn you on to not just go and have you say things like you're stupid to everybody. Oh god. I'm trying so hard. I would like
6, we're good. All right.
got a 6. Okay. Okay. Oh man, I haven't done this in a while. Give me fucking time to figure out what button to push. We're gonna do this one. Hello. Okay. Just so everyone is aware, on stream today, is going to be a short yet sweet, easy, stream today. I'm joined by Bingo, aka Ben, aka the Ifrit Bard. Hello, Ben.
Hello. You didn't even say my character name. I'm already disappointed.
Zook.
There we go.
Zook. Yes. Sorry, my little dot is still there. I would like to get a new camera because my camera is fucked. But there's nothing I can do about the camera, so we're gonna have to deal with the dot for a while until I can make enough money to buy a new camera. Yeah. So today's gonna be a simple, easy peasy stream. From where I expect everyone to be at, I'm assuming that we can probably get away with just an hour session. And then maybe an hour and a half at tops to kind of like meet up with everybody, and you'll be able to like meet up with the whole party again for the next session afterwards. So we'll just have you on your little side quest today. Sounds fair?
Absolutely.
So if we get to a point where I feel like it's safe for us to stop, so this way I can integrate you back into the party again, then that would be what would be preferred, because you'll be able to show up next week, right?
Sure. Yes. Yes, I believe so.
Okay.
Because after that, this week and then next week would be the 8th. I would have to look into it, but I am pretty sure I should be good. Good to go.
Okay. Any questions for me that needs to be brought up about the story that we currently are at before we continue?
No, it's pretty straightforward. We are in a tavern.
We are
And
in a tavern.
that's pretty much. I have my good. I hopefully still have
You're in
my
a
good boy
you're in
badge.
you're in a good tavern for once.
A great tavern. Whew, I haven't been in tavern for years, and then the last one was a disappointment. And oh my god, like it was like from shit to riches. I gotta admit, it was like an upgrade. It's like when you like go into like business class out of like the luggage compartment. It's just like a total upgrade. Oh my god.
It's a total upgrade, my guy.
Total upgrade. There's seats. Holy shit.
Hey, there were seats in the last one. It's just you probably don't want to sit on them.
I meant the luggage department. It doesn't matter. Anyway.
I love it. All right. So yeah, we are still in the town. We'll just be on the town for now. Yep, we're in the tower.
Yep.
I do want to do a couple things here, just so this way we are aware of what's going on in the town. I think I'm just gonna keep my DM one on.
Yeah,
Let's see here. We did talk about a couple of the buildings. I didn't want you guys to know exactly what buildings were which until you guys got close to the building to kind of understand which one. Obviously, from a top-down view, you can make sense on what a couple buildings will be, but not completely. So I do want to cover that. So since you walked up this way, up to this side here, you did see this building. This is the Artists Guild here, where artwork and all that beautiful stuff. This is the main church that you guys went to talk with the priest, and you did your Zook things there. I will say Zook things.
Exactly.
Then you guys walked back, went up this way. You, Zook, went to this way into the tavern right here. Then the other team went past this way. They actually passed one of the other churches. So this is another church here. This is going to be the church for. So this right here is the church for everyone.
Yeah.
Essentially, and this is the church for the king. And this is church for the hierarchy. So they get a smaller church. As you're walking up this way and past this statue here, I failed to mention that I thought this was one thing. It's actually another thing, and I had to go back over it again. This is actually a theater.
Oh, interesting.
So I do want to mention that this is a theater. This right here is the place of sale. This is where everyone pretty much can buy stuff at. So this is where the bulk of the party was. As you walk down this way, down towards obviously the arena, right? You have a couple of main things here. First things first, this right here is your Warriors Guild, right up here. This one right here is your Mages Guild. Mm-hmm. This one right here is a miniature apprentice, not an apprentice. This one right here is a miniature Adventurers Guild, very small. This one's dedicated to the arena. This one right here is a Thieves Guild. This tavern right here, I actually don't remember off the top of my head what this one was. It could be another theater of some sorts. I think this one's actually going to be the main theater to depict what's going on with the arena and the bouts in the arena, whereas this theater is actually just for entertainment general. And then you have these two shops here, which one of them is pretty reminiscent to the last town. This one's being an herbalist, and this one being a potion shop or a brewery. So those were the places that you walked, at least the team last session walked by, and I just want to clarify those buildings specifically once again, so this way we know that those are those buildings. And so I have it on record that I said that those are those types of buildings. Okay?
Sounds good.
All right. So yeah, you guys were in the tavern. You guys slept at night. Essentially, unfortunately, I should say, you didn't get the best of sleep yourself, Zook. You had a pretty bad hangover.
Yeah, no.
During this time.
Pounding.
So we'll check and see how bad your hangover is. Let's go ahead and roll a d20.
Okay. A 19.
Jesus. Okay. So you essentially are able to get up from your bed. You kind of like daze around a little bit, like kind of like shake it, but you're able to like easily shake it off, and it's actually not as bad. It's more of just like a minor headache feeling instead of actually a pounding migraine. So you're able to actually suffice and think logically for this session, for at least the first couple hours of what the session would be.
Oh. So I get up. Zook gets up. He's hangover, bit groggy. He like ruffles a bit and says, "Still got it," and walks out the door.
You gotta remember, it's really, really early in the morning too.
Yeah.
So you don't know what time it is, but you can do a perception check if you want to check outside. If you want to.
I look outside and like squint. Oh, it's so bright.
You roll a 6. So you look outside and you say it's so bright, and it slowly collapses into darkness quickly. And you realize that it's actually not bright. It's really, really dark out.
Oh, I was looking at the lantern. My bad.
Yes, you were looking at the lantern.
All right.
So you've come to the conclusion that it is dark. It's actually really nighttime out still. So it's probably really early morning. Probably, if you were to safely guess the time based upon what it is, you might assume that it's guaranteed before 6 o'clock in the morning.
I'm actually, being this situation in the tavern, I'm assuming there's a hall.
Yes.
Do I remember which, which rooms I bought?
No. Actually, you know what?
Okay.
Let's actually roll a perception. Let's roll a check on that. A knowledge check. Other.
Knowledge. Okay. Oh, not one. No, no, not at all. I don't remember anything.
Yeah, you don't remember
Uh,
shit.
fuck. I even remember walking into my. How did I get here? I look down the hall. Is there stairs?
So you perceive down the hallway. You notice that there is a hallway, but there is a stairway that is going upwards.
Oh, I will. I'm dressed. Yeah, yeah, I'm dressed. I will. I will walk, up the stairs.
Okay, so you start heading down the hallway and you're walking up the stairs, and as you go up the stairs, you're still, we're gonna go under the sense that you are groggy from sleep, so you'll need to again roll a perception check upstairs to see if you can see anything.
We
12.
roll 12.
So you kind of squint a little bit as you get to the top of the stairs, and you take a look around, and you notice that there is just a long row of doors that are going from the left to the right, that are going all the way down the hallway to the opposite end from where you're at. It seems like, based upon what you're seeing, that this is a 2-story building rather than a 1-story building, and these are just more rooms.
Or, oh, I keep going. I go down the hallway. I guess I'm like
Okay, so you're
that'd
still
be
upstairs.
like yeah. I'm just walking around.
Okay,
Just
so
trying to find like a main area basically.
okay.
Maybe I'm super
Um,
lost, but
It is really, really early in the morning, so you don't really notice any sounds or anything like that of like any bar clapping or clinking or anything, because there's no one available. There's no one up at this point in time. You don't even hear a any sort of person per se. So as you walk down the hallway, you just notice that there's still a bunch of doors, and as you get closer to the end of the hallway from this point in time, you just notice that it kind of just stops, and there's like a window at the end of the hallway. And as you're looking out the window, you see a building outside that window. It looks pretty big.
oh, um. So okay. So going back to the map, which building am I seeing? Just
I'm going to make the assumption that you're looking at this one.
that one? Okay.
Yes.
Now, from the window level, am I level with the building or am I above, like, does that
You're
make sense?
level
Am
with. It looks like you are level with another story that's on the other building across from you.
Oh. Does the window open?
We're gonna have to roll for that.
Alright.
So go ahead and roll for that.
A
9, and you're rolling for which one again is it on your list? I can't remember. Is it devices? Is it use? It's not use device. It's another one. I think it's lock picking, some sort of lock picking one.
There's sleight of hand.
I don't think there's. Is there a lock picking one? I don't have your thing up, so I can't like just get to it immediately.
So there's acrobatics, appraisal, bluff, climb, diplomacy, disabled device, disguise, escape artist. Escape artist might help. Fly, handle.
Escape
animal,
artist would
heal.
help if you're trying to jump out of the window.
I mean, we'll get there. Hold on, hold on. Give us time. Heal, intimidate, linguistics, perception, ride. I'm just looking. Does the window have like a latch, basically?
Okay,
I'm
so
actually-
we're doing a perception check on the window. You got a
Yeah,
9 on that.
yeah.
What's your bonus to perception?
This is a flat 0, boss.
Flat 0, 9. You look at this thing and you notice that there is a latch that is on there, and it looks like it is locked. It also looks like it is locked by combination.
Oh shoot. Well, I'm not. I don't got the time for numbers, so I'm gonna keep looking for a door.
Okay, well, there's doors all around you.
No, not one of those doors. Something that looks like an entranceway. If that
Gotcha.
makes
I mean,
sense.
you could go back downstairs too if you want to.
Oh, is it, okay? Yeah, I will. If there's no other stairs here,
Yeah, it just based upon what you see right now, like you look around, you notice all the doors are like it just looks like more rooms for people to sit in, essentially, or be in for the night. Essentially, is what you're
yeah,
looking at.
yeah. I think I went the wrong way. I'm gonna go back downstairs.
Okay, so you go ahead and head back downstairs again, and as you're coming downstairs, you actually look and you notice that at the end of the hallway in front of you, there is another window, and you do see that same building in front of you at that other window. But in your looking in the window, you notice like a small glare, like a small glow, and it seems like it's a reflection from where you're currently at, because as you're looking from left to right at it, you notice that your head kind of cuts out some of that light as you're looking at it. So it seems like there is something behind you. Oh my god. Are they... They better not be playing stuff upstairs, because if they're playing music upstairs to cut me off, I'm going to be really upset.
So I look back and forth a few minutes. I look at the messy hair I have. I try and fix it. Nothing works.
Nothing works.
Nothing works. I left my lucky comb somewhere. It was probably with those goblins. Uh, shoot. Well, something's behind me, or
Yeah. Yeah, there's... You notice from the reflection that was in front of you in the window that there is, like, a light that's in the window, and it is kind of, like, as you're looking from side to side to see if it's, like, something outside, or maybe from the other building, you notice that your head, it kind of, like, cuts out some of the light, kind of like how the moon with the sun, when it goes past the earth, you see how the phase of the moon, like, cuts out with, like, a crescent shape from the earth's shadow. It's essentially like that, but with your head.
oh well, neat. I'm gonna try and get out of this building now, so I'm gonna keep walking. Maybe.
You're gonna walk downstairs behind you this time, downstairs.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
So you turn, you look to your left essentially, and you turn, and you see what seems like a person behind you with full black dark cloak, standing there with a lantern in his hand, and is walking up towards you.
Excuse me, fella. Where am I?
Oh, you've been in the tavern.
Ah!
See you're up early. Not many people get up this early.
Nah, I'm surprised in myself, actually. How does one... I paid for everything, yeah?
I don't know. But,
I'm
were
not
you
in town.
were you the one last night that was making everything exciting for everyone?
I have been told I have done that. Yes.
It seems like the tavern
go
was
ahead.
in an uproar last night.
I've been also told that I do have that effect on people.
Good. I have
yeah.
something that is needed. Follow me.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So you go ahead and follow the guy, and he proceeds to walk outside of the tavern. You guys go through the main room in the tavern, and you guys walk outside the tavern. He then turns around at you with his light, and he kind of tells you, he looks at you and he goes,
Shh. It's still really dark out. We don't want to upset people. So, keep down.
I give him 2 thumbs up.
Perfect. Follow me.
now it's up to you. Do you want to follow him all the way?
Yeah, sure. I'm good
Okay.
for
So, you
early
guys-
morning stroll.
Okay, so you guys actually start walking towards this way. And I'll show you the pathway. You walk all the way up to the statue. Do you want to talk to him at any point in time with this walking?
Nah, absolutely not. I'm
Do you
good
just
to
stay
see where
quiet?
this is going. Oh yeah.
Okay. So you stay quiet and you kind of look around at everything around you. You didn't really get to explore much of the town at the time. Since it is very, very dark out, it's really hard to kind of like see all the artwork and the beauty that's going on with some of the castle walls to your left as an example, and some of the buildings to your right. It's still too dark enough to see them. But you seem like the way that it's being walked and being moved around is that you feel somewhat safe knowing that you're in a town that is not going to be evil, so or at least what feels to be evil. So as you guys get up to the statue and you're there at the statue, the guy walks in and he goes,
"All right. See the building over to our right?
Yeah.
There's someone in there you need to meet. I will just wait here. I don't need to go anywhere else."
Okay. I straighten up. Ooh. Yeah, I start walking into the building. I'm thinking,
Okay.
man, I am not in the right attire for meeting someone. I will walk in.
okay. So as you start walking in, you notice that there is a small commotion going on. You notice that there is, based upon hearing, which, by the way, we'll do a quick perception check on that one. I want to see how faint the hearing is to you.
4.
Okay, very faint.
faint.
So, yeah, essentially. So you notice that there is, like, a sound being heard in the other room. It sounds like someone speaking of what seems to be a gleeful higher authority of some sort. You're not quite certain on what the sound is being made or projected as. And you can hear them speaking to things in the other room.
Well, I'm not one to be out of a good conversation, so I'm gonna go directly into that room.
Okay. So as you walk into the room, you notice that you see nothing but lines of seats. You notice that it's like a weird stairwell that's going downwards, and then you notice a stage that is out there in the middle, essentially off to the side, or in front of you. And on the stage, you see what seems to be a bunch of rustling around. You see people running to and from one side of the stage to the other side of the stage, kind of scrambling about, getting things prepped, set up, ready, and doing things correctly. You're not quite certain on what the meaning of it is as of this point in time, but you do notice that all that is happening. And as you are standing there, you notice that there is somebody standing on the stage as well, kind of like directing people to do things. He's pointing off to the left, pointing off to the right, and in the middle of it, he is sitting there talking as well. "Make sure you get the things set up. Get it all right that way. Make sure that is correct. Yes, make sure it is perfect. Perfect in size. Perfect in shape. Make sure it's gleeful. Brilliant. Nice. We can't upset anybody. We need it to be marvelous. Beautiful. Elegance. Yes. Hurry up! Quickly! Make sure that it is ready for tonight."
My good sir, and I will go to like one of the front row seats, and I will stand there for now.
Okay. So as you do that, and you say, "My good sir," the guy turns around. You're, at this point in time, you are looking at a man that has a very different aura about him. You notice that he is very, very gray-faced. and what seems to be like sparkles that are kind of shimmering off of him. He is wearing an attire robe that is very, very, how could I say this, more royal looking, kind of more established, I would say. And he's looking very proper. He is wearing and adorning a hat himself. So you can't really see anything above what his head is specifically. Like, you can't see his hair. I think he has all of his hair at this point in time kempt up or put back underneath his hat. So you can't really see any of that there. And he does turn around. He looks at you. He goes, "Oh, why, very nice to meet you. What is your name?"
Oh, my name? You can just call me Zook.
Ah, very nice. Nice to meet you, Zook. My name is Xander.
Nice to meet you, good Xander. I was sent in here to meet a person with no description of what that person was. So I would, but looking around, I would say you could be one of great importance.
Ah, yes, I am of great importance. See, I run this place. This is mine. This is my area. This is my theater.
Theater, you say? And all this hustle bustle this early in the morning?
We always gotta get prepped quickly. Quickly and as quietly as possible. We don't want to upset our neighbors. But yes, it is always busy here. Always in a tussle, per se.
Good times. So yeah. I don't know if you know a guy with a lantern, a black cloak, not, another early morning pursuiter by any chance?
Ah, you're the one from the tavern, right?
Yes.
Oh, yes. Trying to be loud like always. I always look for the fun ones in life. Oh, yes. I was very, very pleased to hear that another one of our kin has been motivating people with their stories, per se.
I do like a good story.
Oh, so do I. And we always here at this theater give it off in such a beautiful and monogamous way.
Well, yeah, no, it's nice to be recognized and pursued in, in not a dangerous fashion as many other towns. And if you get my
Well,
drift.
I'm sorry that something like that must have happened to you. I wasn't under the impression that, well, you did mention that my little colleague out there was kind of abrupt, per se. Was that what you were mentioning? Hello? Ben? Ben? Ben?
No,
Oh, there you are. I was like, where the fuck did you go?
no, me too. I was like, you're cutting out, bro.
Oh, I see what's going on. Now I know why my shit is turning off. Fucking, I knew this was gonna happen. Okay. So, I just figured it out. My music keeps cutting off because I told my buddy, because he wanted me to put Spotify on so we can, like, talk about music and shit like that. When I connect Spotify, whenever I do, it always, like, essentially turns off my Spotify whenever I'm talking, because that's just what it does, and it's really frustrating. So now I gotta go in there and actually turn off Spotify connection. Yeah, turn this off. Disconnect. There we go. That's why my Spotify keeps turning off. Because whenever I talk for a long time, it just literally kills it.
Oh.
Makes sense. Yeah, I didn't know what was going on there. So, did you hear everything I said?
No, I heard bits, and I was like, oh, shoot. I heard, what was the last part? We were talking about the hood figure. He was sorry that I got chased out of a few towns, and I was like, part of the craft. Sometimes they love you, and sometimes they throw stuff at you. Just part of it.
Yeah, I've been through a couple of those problems in my time exploring and adventuring. Have you, managed to come across some aliens in your travels?
Aliens?
Yes.
I have not heard. It depends on the type.
They're very mysterious, let me just put it this way. It feels like to me that they just, like, kind of envelop themselves into people and make themselves one with the person that they're a host of. I've been very, very, very confused on what these things really are, and I was just wondering if you've come across anything like this.
No, I can't say I have. I mean, I knew a friend who was in a relationship like that, but nothing.
A relationship, you say? Well, continue.
Oh, I'd rather not. It was in a younger chapter of his life, you can say. It's very toxic relationship.
Well, I mean,
You know,
has he passed away? Is he no longer here? I would like to know.
Oh, well, so, as you might know, in my hometown, there's a giant volcano in the middle of it. And, it's crazy. So,
My God, I would have never thought. I'm talking with
Right.
obviously an Ifrit.
Yeah. Anyways, giant volcano. So all my relationships that I had in my old town, I don't know who's really alive or dead. In fact, the only reason I've been coming here is because my mother said she was going to be traveling across the water, and I figured, hey, I take the long way around, beat her, see what she's doing, and then
By chance, is your mother trying to head to north?
She's a weird one. My Papa was more the explorer, you see. She's more the one that wants to settle. So probably somewhere upstate, if you would. North, I've heard. I want to go north, more or less. I heard there is some interesting things happening.
Oh, up north by Vaxis.
Yes.
I see. I myself have come from Vaxis.
Oh.
I was gifted to my parents at a young age, where they didn't quite know where I came from. They didn't really want to tell me any real information, but I noticed that I was a little bit different than most other humans around me, as I really don't look like any of them. But besides the being of this, we learned to accept that I was very particularly different than most others. I excelled very heavily in everything artistic and the beauty in the fine arts, and I've learned to be marvelous at whatever I do and make it just absolutely impeccable for those that are around me.
As a showman always does, or should do, I should say. Make
Exactly that.
it interesting. That's still, again, Black Cloak, Lantern. I didn't hear that part of it. Do you know that person? Or another early morning brewer such as ourselves?
I would be lying to you if I said I did, but I honestly do.
Oh.
He is... what could you say, a lonesome child. He's grown up in some pretty horrible conditions, and he came to this place here at this establishment and kind of bred forth a new era in himself. He's slowly entering a new type of man that he really is, and he's just hard to exit his shell.
That's fair. I'm more of the... Forgive me. I am looking to say, were you the one to summon me, or...
Yes, I was the one to summon you.
Okay. So, in that case, usually when someone is summoned, since it's a good conversation for you, find one of the arts. I was wondering, per se, what do you need me for?
Well, I was actually wondering from your end, why would you bring such marvelous speakings to just a mere tavern for free?
Oh! Well, you see, and I will basically put my hands like on my hair and like stretch it back a bit to try and like get the hair out of my face, and I'll say, well, my good sir, I haven't been in a tavern, let alone a good one, in a couple of months. It's been, again, Volcano, middle of hometown, have been walking, and I swear there was a lot less towns than I was told. So I haven't been in a tavern since... Shoot, I've traveled 3 continents.
Wow.
I know.
You've been on a long road.
And, you know, a lot of that was sober, so it was even worse. And then, you know, I get to a tavern, and I gotta say, the wilderness tasted a lot better than what was in that place. And so I, again, got a carriage right out of there, came here, and I gotta say, the drink was so sweet, and the people were so nice. I just decided to let everyone share in the good time on me.
But, as a true bard should really know what it is like to be a bard, you should know that those types of stories are never just given out for free.
Oh. But... correct. Your good stories are never given out for free. But one can say that one needs to train their skills correct. One needs to build on the stories, see what works.
I haven't seen that type of issue with myself recently. I've never had a true problem with the way I've spoken, the way I have said things, and the way I have demeaned what I really mean. I've always been able to let people know that the stories that I give, specifically, are usually worth a wholesome tale, and are worth the stage presence themselves. As long as the people that are willing to pay are very attentive, which most are. I usually get what I would like,
and I get it across very efficiently. And I think we're lagging again. Whose connection is horrible? Is it mine? No. Is it yours? I don't know. I think it's your connection again, Ben. Yep. No. 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 You do not play music when I'm doing a session. Where did he go? Did he just, like, dip out completely? Oh my god. Let me make sure here. Ruh-roh, Raggy. His internet died. Oh no, we're gonna have to end session immediately? That would suck. I would like to get the things that I would like to get done with this session and speaking and talking and stuff out of the way. That would be just marvelous. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. See, I like it when he's blaming me for this and then all of a sudden he just dies. Stop. No. Stop. Stop.
Alright. I'm on my phone now.
I hear that. Much different. Stop listening to it on the freaking kitchen display. I swear to God.
There's technical difficulties. The stream.
Technical difficulties. It's very simple. It's called calling my mom.
Wait, am I back? Hold on.
Yeah, you're back. I hear you. Good call Mada. Tell her to stop it. I'm using Spotify.
Oh man. Okay.
Stop playing music on the Google Doc. Please. Jesus. Okay, so...
right. Why are the stories free? Because it makes it richer. Go.
Because it makes you richer. Yeah, so essentially, basically, I don't want to like go over the whole thing again, so I'm just going to go over like the portions of it. Essentially, the bard is saying like stories are always given a role and a reason, and you should never have them to be for free. As all the best stories that he has ever mentioned or has ever told, essentially are always really good. He's never had a bad story to like really progress his mood and his meaning, and he's always had people around him to essentially give nothing but the best for people to experience and enjoy, and he's always been able to charge people for these specific stories no matter what.
Right, and Zook would be saying that.
So go, no. Go ahead and say it in your head. Yeah, I was literally saying it just so you can get caught up, so you know what I was saying in that.
And Zook would be like, "Oh, shoot, I forget character. Okay, slap the face, curl the hair back. What? The stories I tell are incomplete. They are not as good as one of the masters yourself. They need to be retold, taken out, and adjusted. And in giving a free story and adding on to it, one can equate a person who listens to it and gives a little piece of themselves to the story will be able to build it up. And the story becomes grander.
Let me give you a little piece that I would like to mention for everyone. How about this? Very easy, very specific. Why don't you tell me one of your stories, and I will tell you one of mine.
Interesting. All right.
Maybe this will help you build yourself to be more wiser in giving people more feedback and being able to charge for what you do. I wasn't able to hear what you said at the bar, as no, I'm always here making sure that everything is prepped and ready to go. But my colleague was there and told me about you. That's why I sent him to go get you.
Well, in that case, have you, let's think. What kind of theme of a story would you be looking for?
How about... Okay, now we're gonna stop. What would you like to pull out of him? This is up to you now. You can pull anything, so... And he can go based upon that decision.
So, most of my stories being an adventure are about action.
Mm-hmm.
So, but again, I can go either or, so that's why I'm giving him the option of theme, basically. So,
Okay.
The story I have is...
Because the whole point of this is that, obviously, based upon what you're getting out of him, is that he's really good at storytelling, and he probably has multiple different stories for multiple different things, right? So, I'm giving you as the option, as the player, to come up with an idea for a story. And I'm okay to just improv come up with something for the area. So
the story I was going to tell was of...
don't go into full detail, because I'd rather have you say it in actual character. Right. Just like kind of give me an option for what it is, or you can just instead not give me the option and say your story, and I can come up with something based upon how you said your story. If that makes sense.
Right. So, well, that's why I said theme.
I will.
Okay. No.
Instead initiate.
Yeah.
So how about this? Why don't you just go ahead and say what you would like to say? I will take what you say, make some feedback changes, and maybe tell you something that I have learned over my time, and you can go from there.
Right. Have you heard of... Oh my god. Glazelgluck, the Goblin of Red Peak?
I have not.
Alright. So, on my travels, again, haven't had a drink for years, I come across this plane of, you're walking along, and of course, you're not really, paying attention. You're like, man, I'm just starving. And then you hear... you come to, a pitch, a plane almost, and you hear the most silent screaming of a charge, out of nowhere. And you see, lined up on the forest's edge, it looks like the forest moves a bit, and then you realize that it's not it is not the forest intruding on the plains territory. Instead of it's a bunch of goblins yelling as they do, screaming as they do, in like these blood curdling cries as they charge across the plain of this white tall grass. Now, as a humble bard as myself, I am scared shitless. Because, you know, there is 3 to maybe 20 goblins coming in my direction.
Only 3 to 20.
Only 3 to 20. Now, I say 3 to 20 coming in my direction because I didn't really get a good look, as from the other direction was more yelling and more goblins. So now the 3 to 20 comes to 10 to 40 because now it's just a mess of goblins, right? So many bloody goblins. And they're attacking each other. They don't pay attention to me. Some of them have blue hats. Some of them have red hats. It's a weird situation, right? Like, when have you heard of a goblin raid on another goblin party where they're wearing attire? Like, that doesn't happen.
Yeah, that never happens.
Right. So, okay, so, there's, and, like, more off that you don't, like, hear in a goblin raid is some of them are riding toy horses.
That is... Wait. Toy horses.
Yeah, so,
Like-
so you know how...
Like, actual toys.
Right, yeah, like, it looks like they, like, raided, like, a toy store. Like, some had slingshots, some of them had, like, the stick with the horse head on it. It's, like, a very, like, weird situation.
Interesting.
Right.
Never heard-
They're bashing... Now, there's real swords as well, but some of them have wooden swords. Like, it's a full-on... It looks like a brawl of children, except, like, the white's getting stained redder and redder as they're fighting each other.
Interesting.
It is. It's such an interesting situation. Now, Gazelgluck, the story, right?
Right.
Well, here comes this big goblin. Now, when I say he's a big goblin, I mean he's on stilts. So very much he's a tall goblin. And, like, he's wearing this...
You saw the stilts, I presume?
Oh, yeah, he's full stilting it. What's weird is he didn't come from either side of the, like, battle. He came up straight the middle. Now, on one of his heads, he had a red hat. And on another one of his head, he had a blue hat.
So he had both.
He had 2 heads, my friend. Two of
2
them
heads.
arguing with each other about whose goblin battalion was better. So, I should say Gazelgluck is, like, charging. He's got stilts on his legs, right? He's coming forward, and he's just whacking the shit out of himself. It is the weirdest situation I've ever seen. Because, you know, goblins. So, like, you know, again, scared shitless, I'm hiding behind a tree. There's goblins dying all over the place. And, shoot, Gazelgluck, you know, he's screaming at his friends, "Oh, my horsemanship cavalry! Why won't they go faster?" Because, you know, they're not riding real horses. They're, like, neighing and, like, galloping along with a sword and a stick. It's nonsense.
Right. That is very, very goblin behavior.
Is it? I mean, not only were these goblins, like, dapper at goblin standards, but they're fighting each other It is the most strangest situation. So, and of course, now I'm getting dragged into the battle. I'm dodging goblins. Goblins are flying everywhere. The red cap one, Glizlak, was like, release the catapults! And then there was this giant ogre at the side of the thing just stalking goblins at other goblins.
Whoa.
Like, I know, right? And then, so there's this tuffle, there's arrows flying over the place, there's goblins flying, I end up in the kerfuffle, and I end up in front of Glazgluck, the warlord. Right?
Right.
Now, he's not paying attention to me, right? He's going about, he's swinging his sword wildly, he's whacking himself on the head, or heads, I should say. It is a moment of clarification. I thought I was going to die.
But you didn't.
I didn't. Because one must go along in any situation. So, I grab 2 hats, one blue, one black, one blue, one red, put them on top of my head, walked up to this mighty warlord and said, "Boss! From the east! The east! The purples are attacking!" Both his heads turned around and he said, "Purples? I never heard of such things as a purples." And of course one head argues, but gets swiftly says, "Listen." And I said, "But that's not the worst thing, boss. A goblin army of 20 to 60 coming on your flank with a dragon." Well, you know, what warlord of a band of an army of fighting force of like an ogre and horsemen wouldn't like to protect their territory from a dragon? So Glazgluck goes, "A dragon, you say? Well, squire," as he goes, and he charges up north. "Follow me!" And I promptly ran the other direction. And so,
that was it.
No. For
No.
it is said that one can still hear Glizgluck, the warlord, fighting that mighty, mighty dragon still. And playing his games. That is my story.
That is quite the tale.
I know.
Well, maybe I should enlighten you on some more truthful matters.
Sure.
As you look at him, he notices that his arms kind of lift off to one side. Then you see his other hand lift off to the other side. And he's like, "Behold, my creation. There once was a man." Well, I'm just joking, because obviously I'm the man. But there once was a man who managed to escape. The aliens. Remember the aliens I was telling you about?
Mm-hmm.
Vicious creatures. Very monstrous. Horrible. Evil. It's almost like it's real. But they're not quite real. I was on my way from Margna to Feldrin, southern Feldrin. We came across a town named Yorkshire. And in this town were peaceful, normal humans. All being fruitful and faithful to Whatever it is that they prayed to, I really don't know, and I really don't care. But what I do know is that they were very, very happy for what they did. During this time when it happens, a fateful thing had occurred. Slowly and surely, you saw the ground around you creep in. You saw this emerging essence of what seemed to be evil slowly make its way towards the town. And as it did, it enveloped and overtaken what it was. Glasgow is no more. Just a regular town. The people slowly and surely became withered and changing. The minds change as well. From being very, very happy and absorbent to almost frightened and scared. Afraid to be wherever they want to be. They decided to stay within the town and never leave. I myself decided to go exploring one day and managed to go into this town, not knowing what I was to expect. As I went by, one thing I did notice that was very, very different is Feldrin. When you walk by most places in Feldrin, you notice that there is labels of names of towns wherever you go. Do you notice that?
I do. That's how, yeah.
This town, for some weird reason, the name that was on the place for what the town was just a singular letter. As if it was not meant to be there. Just named G. I was unaware and unexpected of what was to come, but going into this town, it seemed very, very normal. At first. But then, what came to be was a man. What seemed to be eating the flesh of multiple victims in front of him. As I saw him, I went up to him and greeted myself. Hello. Nice to meet you. My name is Ander. What has happened to this place? The man slowly gets up, turns, looks at me, and I notice this dread coming down his face. Very terrifying gaze as he slowly walked towards me, and I see his head slowly shift from side to side, then quickly twitch and look, tilting. And as I was curious on what he was mentioning to me and mentioning to say, I saw something I would have never expected to see. His whole entire body splits open, and what comes out seems to be like of an alien, looking at me, screeching, getting louder. I hear my ears piercing. And then I woke up. It was just a dream. But it felt so real. That is just a small portion of what I give here at this place. But, of course, all my people here, they
bravo,
act out.
Bravo. I'll applause.
They act out exactly what happened. But that is my story.
It's a good one.
Well, thank you. felt almost too real. But, it could possibly just be a dream. I could just be thinking to myself, like, there's no way something like that would happen. There's no way. I would never expect it.
Well, one can only hope in this weird world we live in.
One can only.
Now, you have partaken in some wisdom, and a wonderful story. I hate to ask for another favor, but you
What
have
would
a
you like?
wardrobe room. A wardrobe room.
A wardrobe room? Why,
Yeah,
of course
I need-
we do. What are you looking for?
See, I have an audience with the king later today, I think, so I don't quite remember. I just need to freshen up, basically. It's been too long.
I see. Well,
And who knows? It might be the best performance of my life.
well, we can see this make fits. Come with me. We'll get you all set up and going. At this time, he takes you to the back room of the location, and he starts working on you, prepping you, getting you set up for this specific event. And we're going to end it right there.
Yep.
Perfect. Good little mini session. Always like them. Let's freaking go. Boom.
Yeah, good.
That was exactly an hour and
characters.
11.
And
Hour
we got
11.
through technical difficulties. we like reset the password correctly. We like got through God turning off the internet. It was great. Wonderful.
God turning up. We got through my parents using my fucking Spotify, so it stopped my music every single time.
You know
Yes,
what?
yes, yes.
Getting ready for tomorrow. That's what.
Yes. So, for those that watch this and watch this over, there isn't really spoilers. But for those that are going to be in the stream tomorrow, if you don't want to have spoilers, this may have spoilers, but may. Obviously, because stories are stories, bards are bards, and who knows? As someone, once again, I love calling people out when they don't do this, doesn't check to see what people have. So, you didn't do a perception check on them. Good job.
No, it's great. It's wonderful.
I love
Everything's
it.
gonna be fine.
So, yeah. Until you figure out what this guy actually is, it's gonna be really funny. So, all right,
Oh damn! Spoilers, dropping them hints. Okay,
dropping
no.
them hints. All right, so
block the fucking warlord's coming back. He's gonna
I gotta
pop
write
in.
this freaking name down now because that was hilarious. I was trying so hard not to laugh through some of that. Like the fucking goblin.
Look, Admiral Gorglock is gonna become a thing. Right?
Admiral Glorglock.
He's gonna switch out his warlord hat to like pirate hat. We're gonna have goblin pirates. I'm gonna make it happen. I will tell this story to every tavern, and eventually it'll reach goblin ears.
I love it. It's too good. All right. Well, yeah. Today was a good session. I wanted to make sure I got Ben's little storyline in today. We did it, finally, so he's able to get his stuff done. As of the end of this session, he is currently in the changing room, awaiting to see the king, according to Ben.
According to your drow, right? That was.
No,
like-
I'm gonna say according to you. Because, unfortunately, what you don't know is that, your guy...
No! Put a pin in it. This is gonna be great. I'm gonna look fancy, and we're gonna go adventuring. It's gonna be wonderful.
We'll just end it there. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys tomorrow because we're doing the main stream tomorrow for the session. So Ben will not be a part of it. He is doing his own thing right now in the town. So I'll see you guys tomorrow for sure. This is Shaw. I'm out of here.